Good morning, folks. Hope everyone's doing very well today. Hello. Oh, excuse me. Okie doke. How many people do we have here? Got 7 people. All right. Well, we'll get started very shortly, I think. Oh, it does say grade 11 pre-calc. Oopsies. Yeah, I'll change that right now. Grade 9 advanced. Okay. You may have to hit refresh, and it should show up if you hit refresh. There you go. Yeah, grade 9 advanced June 3rd. I just changed the date. I always forget that if I'm teaching a different class, well, it's a different class, not just the date. Excuse me, I'm really tired. I was out late last night. Actually, I wasn't out late, I was just up late. Didn't get my full 8 hours that I need. Do you guys need 8 hours? Do you guys sleep for 8 hours, or is it do you guys get less than that? Good morning. We did not have an exit slip last class. No. I'm just going to just sort of estimate the numbers for the remainder of the year. Oh, nice. More than 8 hours. No one here sleeps for 8 hours. Okay, well, looks like some of you are sleeping more than 8 hours, so that's good. It's really important to get the right amount of sleep. I know that when I was a teenager, I got very little sleep. I loved to stay up late, super late, like 4 in the morning kind of thing, playing video games, watching TV, and all that kind of, stuff. And then Valorant last night. Didn't get 8 hours. Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, I used to be totally fine not getting the right amount of sleep. I'd be totally fine if I had 4 hours. But then as soon as you kind of grow up a little bit, and when you're an adult and you've got responsibilities and people are depending on you, you need your full 8 hours. And maybe it's not 8 hours. Maybe it's something like 7 hours or 6.5 or something. It really depends. Everyone needs a slightly different amount. You kind of have your own natural. I think they call it your circadian rhythm. So it's really important to respect that. A lot of very serious health issues, especially mental health issues, can be related to lack of sleep. So it's probably fine for your age right now. I'm not a scientist, so I shouldn't actually be giving you this kind of advice, but I have heard. Is today the 4th? Oh my gosh. Yeah, today's the 4th. Let me change it one more time. But yeah, I'm not an expert on this sort of thing, but here we go, June 4th. If you hit refresh, it'll say June 4th. See, this is what I'm talking about. You need sleep. I'm all tired out. I'm tuckered out. I shouldn't be making these mistakes. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that you should get sleep so that you don't make mistakes like me. It's kind of like being sick, right? When you're really tired, you're kind of sick. It's a lot like being sick, you know, like you're not your full self, right? You're like right, like you can barely even concentrate. You make mistakes, you embarrass yourself, that kind of thing. So totally worth it to get a good a good night's sleep. Okay, I think we can get started now. Okay, so we're just gonna finish off the topics from this class. So that's really all we're gonna do today. We're still just listing off topics. I'm hoping that this has been helpful for your topic map. I know that a lot of you guys have started that, which is awesome. Oh, you just sleep when you're tired. That's very clever. Yeah, for some reason I have a problem where I don't like falling asleep. When I'm up, I want to stay up. I don't want to go to bed. It's what you would call poor sleep hygiene, right? Sleep hygiene is kind of just, you know, it's almost like it's like brushing your teeth, right? That's dental hygiene. You know, it's one of those things. It's like kind of annoying, but you just have to do it every single day. Well, twice a day. You know, you gotta floss your teeth, you gotta do all that stuff, you gotta stay on top of it, even though it's really annoying. That's kind of just what hygiene is all about. It's sort of taking care of yourself in all the ways that, you know, just those little things that you have to do every day. And sleep hygiene is just as important, right? So, and I can tell you firsthand, as an adult, not getting your full night's sleep is it's hard. It's hard. Okay, enough about that. Let's get started. Okay, so the next major topic is on shape and space. Shape and space. Now, in a typical year, shape and space, like in grade 8, you would have spent a long time, like quite a bit of time talking about shape and space, right? Like you would have done area of all these different shapes, like the area of a triangle, area of a parallelogram, yada yada yada. Huge topic in grade 7 and grade 8. I think in grade 8 you also learn about volume, right? Volume. Look who decided to show up. She probably knows that we're live streaming, and that's why she came. She was like hanging out over there the whole time. She probably just heard me talking and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get famous on the internet." Right, Goose? She loves getting internet famous. It's one of her hobbies. Anyway, that's all to say that shape and space is a smaller topic in grade 9 advanced. Really, the only thing that we've talked about is circle geometry. That's like the big one, right? Circle geometry. Okay, hi Goosey. Okay, and this was the first one, actually the second topic that we did together. The first topic we did together was the Pythagorean theorem and what do you call it? Trigonometry. That was the big one. So the things that I'm doing with you now, the topics I'm going to show you now, are topics that we've done together, even face to face, not just from distance learning. Okay. So. Okay, hi Goosey. Okay, so there's lots of properties of circle geometry. I'm going to go over just a few of the big ones, and Goose is kind of just messing things up, but that's what she does. She just likes to kind of get in the way, become the center of attention. Oh, geez. What have I done here? You know, my capture card is a little bit funky right now. It wasn't connecting. I don't know if you can see this. This is it. But the USB cable is like a little bit janky. So let's see if I can just reconnect it. Come on. And open OBS. One moment, please. It was doing this before, and then I waited several moments, not just one moment. Don't you love remote learning? Goose sure does. Goose loves remote learning. She's just right here. You can't see her, but she's just right there. She's right there. You can see her tail. Okay, come on, OBS. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, Goose, okay, that's kind of, just not right now, not now. By the way, this is Goose's fault. She bumped the capture card. Okay, so what I have to close OBS. So the screen's gonna go black for a minute, and I believe that the stream will just stay on. So yeah, if not, like if I'm not back in a couple of minutes, then I might just start a new stream, but I'm pretty sure that this stream can stay open. So I believe you can just keep your window open and it will just magically pop back in a minute. So just hold tight. Okay, I think I'm back. Am I back? I think I'm back. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm back. Awesome. Okay. Okay, so now we can get started. I wonder if maybe this capture card is damaged. I think there's a warranty on it. I sure hope so. It's not a cheap device. I didn't pay for it, but the school division did. It'd be a shame if it were to be broken, because it's quite useful. Yeah. Okay. I'm just, I don't know if you guys, I mean, not that it really matters too much, but there might be a bit of a delay. So I just wrote in the chat, you might have to fast forward. I've got my own sort of window open up here so I can kind of see what you guys see. And once I restarted it, for some reason, it wasn't at the latest like moment in time. So I just fast forwarded it and it seems to work better. Yeah, or press the live button on the bottom. Yeah. Right. Awesome. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So on the bottom left there, yeah, that's right. You can click live and it'll just bump you to the latest moment. So yeah, thank you for that tip. Sorry about that, technical difficulties, but that's just sort of the nature of remote learning, right? Just things like this happen. I mean, sometimes, you know, in a regular classroom we have a fire drill, right? And that's not planned. Well, I mean, it is planned, but often teachers don't know. Well, I guess we do know the fire drills, but we don't actually know the time of day. That's the thing about fire drills, is that they tell us that we're going to have one at some point during the day, but they don't tell us at what time, because the whole point is to practice sort of being, you know, a little bit surprised. Okay, let's talk about circle geometry. Let's see here. So, okay, yeah, so I'm just going to rifle off just a few sort of ideas. So the main ideas from circle geometry are the following. So the perpendicular lines, right? Perpendicular lines. Another one was, what was the other one? Bisections, right? So bisecting lines, so cutting a line right in half. We had tangent lines, right? We also had the central angle theorem. Right, and that one dealt with kind of like inscribed angles, and then central angles. Remember those? I really I had fun with this unit. It's kind of an odd unit. It's kind of like the odd duck. But for some reason I really enjoy teaching circle geometry. I think it's just kind of fun. So remember, I like to call it the Star Trek theorem because it kind of looks like the Star Trek logo. But remember that we would have that this angle is twice the size of this angle. So we could say that this angle is equal to 2 times this angle, right? That's a terrible way of so was the central angle? Yeah. It was Star Trek theorem. Did I say Star Wars? If I said Star Wars, I meant to say Star Trek. This is absolutely the Star Trek theorem because it looks like the Star Trek logo. You guys ever watch Star Trek? Here, let's quickly pull up the Star Trek. Remember, yeah, it was a Dropbox open. Okay, Star Trek, right? See, it kind of looks like that logo, right? This logo right here. Here, I'll copy that. Copy picture. Do you see the resemblance? Right? If we just drew like a circle around it, it kind of looks like that. There's a central angle. Here's the inscribed angle. Right? Kind of looks like that. That's how I remember it. That it looks like the Star Trek logo. Yeah. Okay, so those are the big ideas from circle geometry. And there's a lot of problem solving in this, right? You kind of have like some kind of strange situation, and you sort of have to sort of piece it together one step at a time. I really enjoyed that. And then we had that one question on the last assignment that had to do with circle geometry. I thought it was a great question. I had a lot of fun making that question. I just want to make sure I perpendicular from the center of a circle to a chord bisects the chord. Yeah, okay, I think that's pretty much everything. And then another one is, so this is kind of part of circle geometry, but more just about shape and space. So I'll just say similar polygons. Okay, and this is an idea that you probably would have been introduced to in grade 8, just the idea of like similar triangles. So basically is that you would have two triangles where one is like has all the same proportions as the other one. So that's the idea of similar polygons, is that it's very similar to similar triangles, but just more general, because it would include like a similar rectangle or something like that. Okie dokie. And then the last big idea here is, of course, trigonometry. Yeah. Yeah, one of the most important topics in mathematics, trigonometry. So this is something that you will continue to study in grade 10, grade 11, grade 12. If you go to university and take calculus, trigonometry is huge in calculus. You cannot ever escape trigonometry. So I'm really hoping that we got a good understanding of trigonometry, because it's just introduced well, it's supposed to be introduced in grade 10, but because we're in the grade 9 advanced, we see some grade 10 topics. So I think it's really good that we actually got a taste of trigonometry early. I wish that all grade 9s, not just grade 9 advanced, got to see trigonometry in grade 9, because it's a tough topic. What we did kind of like the very introduction to trigonometry, which I think is perfect for us. But trigonometry does get a little more abstract as we progress and I think it's a really good idea that we got just a taste of trigonometry this year. For our project, could we use something involving area and perimeter? Of course, absolutely you could use that for your project. So if you wanted to relate that to, I don't know, circle geometry, you could do something like that. You could do it with all kinds of algebraic ideas, right? You can talk about how, you know, the formulas for area and perimeter. I mean, you could even talk about how the relationship between area and perimeter can be described by a system of equations, right? You could do that too. So trigonometry, by the way, we've got sine, cosine, and tangent ratios, right? So, ka, toa, right? That's a big one. We've got right triangles. The Pythagorean theorem shows up here a lot. Come on, I'm trying to erase. There we go. The pi. I'll just write Pyth theorem. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. The Pythagorean theorem shows up a lot in trigonometry. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and then I guess also angles, right? Angles. We also have, I should also say inverse trig ratios, right? Remember we had the inverse one, so that instead of just solving for a missing side, with the inverse ratios you can solve for a missing angle, right? It's a little bit different. Okay, so yeah, these are the topics from the year. There was just one little thing about statistics, but I don't believe that we covered statistics this year. There's just one small outcome on our curriculum that is kind of just, it's a little bit vague. It says something about understanding the role of probability in society. So I'm going to leave that one out. We're not going to worry about that. But I'm hoping that all of these topics are enough for you to make your topic map. I mean, there's a lot of topics that we covered. I guess I kind of didn't stick to the color scheme that I had here. I was going to do the titles in yellow, but then I forgot to do that. So here, I'll do that now. Anyway, so I think I mentioned a couple of times, I'll be posting a document very shortly, hopefully by the end of the week. Here we go, shape and space. Yeah, and this document will it'll be similar to this, but simultaneously more general. So I'm going to sort of combine some of these topics and just sort of describe kind of more like what you're expected to be able to do for grade 10 advanced. So so the idea of this document, and all teachers are making this document. It's not just me. I think it's everyone in the Winnipeg School Division. All teachers are doing this. We've been instructed to. So we've been asked to make a document that sort of outlines the big ideas of the year. So kind of taking all of these like this list of topics and sort of boiling them down to their essence and trying to narrow it down to like maybe 4 or 5 big ideas. Like what were we trying to do this year? What were like the goals for teaching our students? What are the topics that we wanted to study, and what are the skills that we expect our students to have? So I'll be making that. I mean, I made the grade 11 one yesterday. It's a tremendous amount of work. I just have to say, I think it's a really good idea to do this, but please be aware it takes time to make these things. I spent about 8 hours on it yesterday, and I got it done at around 4:30 p.m. yesterday after spending all day on it. Mr. Schiffman was there. He saw me do it. Anyway, so I hope to have that one done by the end of the week. I have yours to do, and I have the grade 10 one to do. What's challenging about it is that we've been asked to provide different levels of questioning. So kind of examples of questions that we would expect you to be able to answer. And not only are there going to be questions on there, but there's 3 levels of questions. So for each sort of big idea, like a big idea, for example, would be like linear functions, right? And so that would be like one big idea, and I might even narrow that down a little bit more, kind of like I'll probably do one. I don't know how I would do it. I have to think about it. These sorts of things take a lot of thought and time and stuff like that. In any case, like let's say I did a topic that was linear functions and relations. That was one of the big ideas. Well, then I'd be providing 3 levels of questioning. So like level 1 would be kind of like your basic type of question, like can you graph a linear function, right? Just something very straightforward, like kind of, okay, Goose, you gotta go. Like can you solve a straightforward question? Can you maybe list a definition? That kind of thing. Is everyone going? So okay, so let me. I'll answer your question in just a minute. Let me just finish my thoughts. So there's going to be 3 levels of questions. The first level is just like, can you do just like a straightforward question? Second level is kind of like, can you do sort of more challenging problems? Can you apply some of the definitions? Like, do you really know what you're talking about here? A type of question that I've been using for a level 2 type of question is. And you've probably seen these types of questions before. We haven't done any. I don't usually do these types of questions, but I think going forward I might start doing them more often. It's the type of question, and I'm sure you must have seen this before, where it's like, oh, Susie tried to solve this problem. She made a mistake. Identify her error and correct the mistake. So that kind of problem. So that would be like level 2. And then level 3 is kind of like deep problem solving, making connections to other topics. So maybe looking at a question, and then this is a question that not only has to do with like linear functions, but you may also have to pull something from a different topic as well. So things like the last question, I think it was the last question on the assignment, the one with the circle geometry question, that would be like a level 3 type of question. So someone in the chat just asked, is everyone going to be doing the questions things? Will it be for marks? No, it will not be for marks. So I know that what I was talking to Mr. Kattenfeld yesterday, and he's got a cool idea. Basically, he is getting his students to do it, and it's, as far as I understand, he told me that it's not worth marks in his case, but he's going to provide full solutions and everything, and then students are going to report back with how they did. I don't think I'm going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to recommend that you try these questions. Kind of something that you can do like over the summer, and certainly in September would probably be a good time to really dig into those problems, because this is all part of the package of recovery learning, and I think that we've mentioned recovery learning a fair bit. I think I've talked about it already, but part of this recovery learning is looking at the big pictures of this year and trying to determine whether or not you've mastered those big topics, and if you haven't, but you still did pass grade 9, then it's your responsibility to master those topics while learning your material for next year. So however your teacher next year wants to do that, I think that's going to be me. I'm pretty sure that I will be your grade 10 advanced math teacher. I know that not everyone here is going to be in advanced next year, but I believe that I will be your grade 10 advanced teacher. That's the plan, but plans change. It has not been determined that I will be your math teacher, but if I had to guess, I probably would be. Would the questions be from all topics or just some of the main topics? Okay, so yeah, I'm basically going to go through the whole curriculum, and I'm going to be boiling down the big ideas, and there will be several questions in each level, level 1, level 2, level 3, for each topic. Yeah. I'm wondering if maybe I should show you the grade 11 one that I have. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to quickly show you the grade 11 one that I have. I'm just going to hide this because I don't, not that I have anything like super private, but I don't like showing like my whole Google Drive hierarchy of files and stuff. So I also have to open my email because that's where the link is. So you can just give me 2 seconds. I'll just show you the grade 11 one so you have an idea of of what it is. Okay, I gotta do a little searchy search. Okay, here it is. There's a grade 11 pre-calc. Okay, yeah. Okay, so just keep in mind, here it is. Okay, keep in mind the formatting is a little bit off for some reason. I'm not sure why. I wonder if maybe I put it in edit mode. No, that did not change anything. Done. Okay, whatever. Yeah, the formatting, it looks a little bit wonky, but this is the general idea of it. And keep in mind, this is a draft, so like this has not been approved yet. So this is, but I'm not showing you yours. I'm showing you a different grades, just so you can get kind of a general idea. So these are some of the ideas that you would learn in grade 11 pre-calculus, just the general program. Now, these are actually very similar to the topics that you'll learn next year in grade 10 advanced. Those two courses are very similar. They share a lot of the same outcomes. So yeah, this is kind of the idea. So the big idea here is, the first one is quadratic expressions, equations, and functions. Oh, you can't see that. There you go. And then I've got a list of skills that you should be able to do. So you should be able to factor quadratic expressions, use a quadratic formula, blah, 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 blah. And then here I've got level 1, level 2, level 3 questions, and I've got several questions in each category. So you can kind of see, like, and I know that you guys don't know this stuff yet, right? These topics should be foreign to you, like you don't really know what these are necessarily. But you can just see that, like, a level 1 question is like, just solve the equation, like define what is the root of a polynomial, write this function in vertex form, just really straightforward, like do this. And then level 2 question is like, okay, two numbers have a sum of blah 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 blah, like maybe a little, you have to think outside the box a little bit. And a student thought that this has no solutions, blah 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 blah. Explain why the student is incorrect. Then explain how, so kind of like explaining your thinking. And then level 3 is like, okay, which values of k, you know, you can, like, I know that you don't know what this means, but I'm sure you can kind of imagine that, like, there's some problem solving, and you really have to, like, make some connections and stuff. You know, the roots of the equation are this, this, and this. Explain how you can use these, blah 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 blah, right? So so yeah, and then here's another big topic, is rational function or rational expressions and functions, right? So that's another big topic, and level 1, level 2, level 3 types of questions. So this is the kind of thing that that you can expect to see at some point, hopefully this week. I'm really, like, so, you know, today's Thursday. I'm teaching all day today from home, and then tomorrow's Friday. So I'm wondering if there'll actually be enough hours in the day for me to finish both the grade 10 and the grade 9 advanced curriculum review documents. I'm really hoping that I can, but just judging on how long this one took, I mean, you can tell, like, this is the kind of thing that you don't just do in half an hour, right? It's a very thorough document. So so yeah, that's kind of what you can sort of expect. Yours will look very similar to this, but obviously different topics. Sorry, I had to steal my mouse so I could point with it. Yeah, so that's that. So yeah, so I'm gonna sign out now. Don't worry about an exit slip today. I'm just kind of going off the view count at this point. So we got about 24 people here today. So I think that's good. All right, so I'm gonna go. Take care. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or anything like that. And Goose, no. She's been really bad. She's been really bad. By the way, check this out. This is a record. I know that you probably haven't seen too many records. I don't know if you guys like listen to music and play records, but I got this in the mail. This is my favorite band, Boris. They're like a heavy metal band. They're really cool. They're Japanese, and so I bought this shirt online, and they sent me this just like it's like a free promo, and it's square. I'd never seen that before. Isn't that cool? I guess what they did was they just got a square piece of vinyl and then stamped on it, and then it's like a floppy disk. It's totally flimsy, and I thought it was really, really cool. Yeah, pretty neat, eh? Anyway, I'm gonna go, and I'll talk to you guys. I guess it'll be on Monday of next week. So what is that? June 7th or something? June 8th. So I'll see you guys Monday, June 8th. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.